Love the full moon over Logan on Halloween. San Diego State a 10-7 lead at the half. Rich Waltz along with Aaron Murray. Sherry Burris joins us shortly. Okay, San Diego State left points on the field. They should have more than 10. And Utah State with one of the great catches you'll see in Devin Tompkins from Jason Shelley. That gave them the 7 points at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and for Utah State, they have to feel pretty good. Did not play their best ball game there in the first half, but defense bailed them out a ton. And then you mentioned it, Rich, that catch at the end, tremendous, 10-7. And you know, a lot of missed opportunities for San Diego State. The long snapper laces out between him and the holder. Too many laces for the kicker. Taking points off the board for there in the special teams, but then great little RPO action, touchdown in the back of the end zone, one-on-one, tremendous job. And then this pass and catch to finish out. Tompkins not only locating it, but they able to get the feet in as well. Great job. And
you see the numbers, the total yardage for San Diego State. Utah State had a lot of trouble moving the football really until that last drive and that last scramble. The clock had expired as he was throwing that ball down the field. And a big moment for Utah State. And we'll see if they can carry some of that momentum into the second half. That kick goes into the end zone. And we'll come out to the 25, and let's check in with Sherry Burris. Sherry?
Rich, I caught up with Coach Hoke, and he said he wants his guys to bring that same energy that they had in the first half. He thought there was good tackling, but he said that last touchdown before the break, that was tough. And he did say that despite missing 2 of 3 field goals, no concern for his guys. Now switching to Utah State, Coach Anderson said the offense is putting some pressure on the defense, but that late touchdown was huge for his team, and he's liking the way Jason Shelley is throwing the ball. And an injury update, Jalen Warren, he is out tonight.
Great stuff, Sherry, from the sideline. Terrific. 10-7 San Diego State. Aztecs get the first possession. Carson Baker had some nice moments in the first half. All 5 running backs played. This guy got most of the carries. He's dangerous. Greg Bell, especially when he reverses course, and he's caught by Cash Gilliam before he busts loose for any more yardage, and a flag is down.
Holding, number 73. Offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
the road grader got a little holding penalty. Not smiling after that one.
It's William Dunkel, sophomore.
The right guard getting up to the second level, gets a linebacker.
Yeah, right arm. Aaron Murray, did you notice Sherry Burris is a pro? She had a nice warm jacket on down there.
Yeah, I did not look at the temperature, and I'm getting a little nippy here in Logan here late at night.
Tampa kid forgot his coat. Baker back, trouble, sacked and dropped. Gilliam the first to get there. Tay finishes him off. There's some momentum and there's some carryover.
Great job. They know. Hey, listen, San Diego State's game plan a little bit in the first half was to get Carson Baker on the move, both to the right and left. Great job staying home, not biting on the play action, and then just head down and let's get after the quarterback. Huge stop right there to get this to second and super long.
Gilliam had 8 tackles last week, and busting loose is Greg Bell, and he's just tripped up. That tackle saved maybe another 20 yards.
Man, just when you're starting to feel good, you get the ball to Greg Bell, and he can just shoot your dreams down defensively. His ability to get some yards real quick and get this to him, we say a 2nd and 26, a 3rd and 10, and then a little bit more manageable right now.
That was Troy Leffridge, the senior, who made the stop. Back to the original line of scrimmage where the drive started, to the 25. So it is 3rd down and 10. Aztecs 2 of 6 in this ball game on 3rd down. Shotgun for Baker. Blitz comes. Baker throws. Middle. Caught. Held. 1st down at the 40. That's Bellinger.
I love it. You get the tight end matched up one-on-one on the backside, and you're just going to get a skinny post. And all you're going to do as the quarterback is you're going to keep your eyes on that safety. If you can hold him, you know you got leverage on the corner. With a big body tight end, you put it right on his chest. Great job, great throw, great anticipation. Most importantly, great eyes from Baker to hold that high safety just enough to give his tight end ability to make that catch.
You're right about big body. 6'6", 255 for Bellinger. Bell trying to bounce it, makes two miss. Look at him go! He explodes to the 30, down to the 28-yard line. Wow, Greg Bell making two men miss.
And just the fluidity. I mean, just look at him run this football. The patience, let my big guys get out front, make you miss, and then just there's no like slowness at all. I mean, every single cut is just an explosion forward. Another cut, explosion forward. I mean, we're seeing some special stuff out of him through the first 2 weeks of the season.
They were backed up to their goal line, and now they're at the Utah State 28-yard line. Keep it on the ground. Chance Bell, and Bell with a nice pickup. That's going to be 10 more yards for the senior running back out of Kennedale, Texas.
I mean, what is it, 3 or 4 plays ago, they were facing 3rd and 26 from inside their own 10-yard line. All of a sudden, Bell gets a huge run. Great pass from Baker to his tight end. Another big play by Bell, and then boom, they're inside the 20-yard line in the red zone on the opposite side of the field. I mean, this offense has moved the ball, but once again, they've struggled when they get to about the 20-yard line. Let's see if they made some corrections during halftime.
Here they are now. Given is the tight end, and he leads the way for Bell inside the 15. That's a gain of 4. The tight ends are enormous. I mean, the offensive line is experienced and immense, and the tight ends are all going at like 255 and above. Nolan Gibbons 6'3", 260. Bellinger 6'6", 255. And everybody on the offensive line is over 300 pounds. Second down, 6. Bell again, he's close to the sticks, about a yard shy. This is going to be 3rd down and 1.
And I like this right now from them offensively. A couple times in the past, they've gotten a little bit too cute. You got a dominant offensive line. Rich just talked about how big those guys up front. You had some great running backs. Looks like a little quarterback sneak right here. Just run the football, get the 1st down.
After the nice run by Bell, Greg Bell, it's been Chance Bell who's been in for San Diego State. And this is Chance Bell, busts through to the 7. Into the red zone, brought to you by Verizon tonight. They've been in, as Aaron has pointed out, 4 times. They've missed a couple field goals. One was blocked, and they had the touchdown throw to Kobe Smith. Chance Bell out, Greg Bell in. Not related. Greg Bell, right side, fighting in. Yes, touchdown. Near side official had touchdown. And credit that big offensive line.
Yeah, if you want to score, what do? Get behind. You see number 73, Dunkel, paving the way. Looks like that ball did cross the line. Should be a great view right here. Yeah, great job. Great job by Bell, but that offensive line, like I said, you get inside the 20, they've been a little bit cute there in the first half. Get back to what you do well. Get behind those big offensive linemen. Give the ball to Bell. Give the ball to both Bells, Chance and Greg. Let them get you in the end zone.
Extra point, perfect. From a sack to a long drive and an opening drive touchdown in the second half. Yeah, like the music. All Bells, right? Greg Bell, Chance Bell.
not sorry, Reese's.
17-7, San Diego State on top of Utah State. 9 Eastern, next Friday, all three of us, Aaron Murray, Sherry Burris, we will be in Southern California for the Mountain West. San Jose State is now 2-0 with a win over New Mexico tonight. With apologies, I believe it was Ernest Hemingway for whom the bell tolls. Greg Bell, Chance Bell. That sounds like a cable car to me.
It does a little bit, but it gets the job done, and those two have been tremendous here, especially on that last drive getting the ball in the end zone.
Out across the 20, Devontae Henry Cole. And so Utah State's first possession since the spectacular finish with Jason Shelley and the amazing catch by Devin Tompkins for a touchdown. San Diego State opens the half with an impressive touchdown drive. And you can see they didn't really catch that lightning until the very end. In fact, the first half expired as the ball was in the air to the end zone. Tompkins with a terrific catch. And again, Utah State is playing without their starting tailback, Jalen Warren, who has not played at all tonight with a knee injury. Henry Cole around the right side. As we pointed out, that's hard to do against this defense, is get outside on the edge.
And that's one thing they got to continue to try to do, is run the football against this defense. Put your quarterback in a situation where it's third and manageable, not behind, stay in front of the sticks, allow him for easy throws, and then continue to use his legs. We saw Shelley a little bit there about midway through the second quarter, use his legs to get some first downs.
Shelley has time. Pocket collapses, and so does Shelley. There were a lot of Aztecs in his face.
Yeah, just no one open down the field. He was looking for Tompkins one-on-one with the safety, and he fell down in the middle of his route, had to pull the ball down. You see him go to throw it right now. He wants it, sees him fall, and then just nothing there. Great job on the back end. Definition of a coverage sack right there.
A sack apiece and a third down and 10. McDonald coming off the edge for San Diego State. Shelley is flushed, racing for the sideline. Got to get to the 31, and he doesn't. Spun out of bounds. It's good stuff defensively by Tariq Thompson, the strong safety.
That's a great job, both offensively and defensively, coming out of half. And you know what Brady Hoke tell us, he was not happy the way they came out and played there in the third quarter last week. Had a lot of momentum going into halftime. Tremendous first half. A little bit sleepy, so he's like, I got to change maybe my halftime speech and get these guys hyped up. They've looked good to start the second half.
Bird says get out of the way, and that one's going to roll out of bounds. So San Diego State's going to get the football back. Halfway through third quarter, Halloween in Logan, Utah. Aztecs and some cows. Geico difference makers tonight. Devin Tompkins, that catch at the end of the first half for a touchdown for Utah State. And Greg Bell already over 100 yards. And it was Bell's big runs that dug him out in that last possession from near their end zone and got him rolling. This is that key play that cut down the next play to third down and 10.
Yeah, and then just the ability to stop and start, accelerate. He's a big kid too, man. He's a powerful back. You see him willing his way behind that offense line into the end zone. And when you said they're second and 26, backed up, 2 big runs from him and a couple big throws, and all of a sudden they're able to put 7 points on the board.
Play action. Carson Baker scrambles away, dashes to the sideline, up the field, escapes, little push. No harm, no foul. But that's about a 17-yard carry.
Man, we talk about this team wanting to evolve and start passing the ball more, but listen, it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And right now, your Jimmies and Joes are your 5 running backs back there. Allow those guys to do their thing behind that offensive line. And as long as you're scoring points, I don't care how you do it.
Uh-oh, Bell again, and this time another saving tackle. Shaq Bond with the hit.
I've been so impressed with Daniel Bellinger, number 88, the tight end. You're going to see him on the cross block. And just one-on-one with Cash, number 5, the starting linebacker, along with that offensive line, really paving the way. And right now, the more you run it as through the first half and here to start the second half, you're going to start wearing this defensive line out as we start to see more big runs.
That's Greg Bell. Well, San Diego State, as we showed you, missed a couple field goals. And that's, it's twofold. You missed the field goals, but at the same time, your offense was unable to convert third downs on that drive. They've scored on their first possession here in the second half. Baker, long count. Blitz comes, fires it. A lot of rolling to his right for Carson Baker tonight.
Well, I mean, listen, he's throwing rolling to his left, too. Not as obvious, as successful as it is going to the right, but you can say that for all right-handed quarterbacks. A little bit easier to get going downhill, throw the ball. You can throw from a little bit more awkward angles as well. And this has been a big part of their game plan, is run the football, get everyone focused in on what's going inside the box, and then get your quarterback out on the run with some light coverage on the outside by some of these cornerbacks we've seen so far in the ball game.
It's a third down and a long one. Chance Bell is in. And holding it is Baker, and he's tripped up, but he may have the first down. Depends on where they mark it. And I think they're going to mark it short. I think he is short of the first down.
That's a great one-on-one Shaq Bond tackle, and gets a line of scrimmage quick. Quarterback sneak.
Hard count, nobody jumped. Plenty of time on the play clock.
Utah State's selling out right now, and this is just going to be will of the front lines, offensive line versus defensive line.
Remember Risa Tony Fata, that nose tackle is a good one. On the ground, bouncing outside, first down. This is Chance Bell, and he scores. Touchdown, 26 yards.
And just focus on the right side of the offensive line. Thomas, Dunkel, the center. Everyone's thinking downhill run, downhill run. Just watch the right side and how they're able to cave everyone in. Hold on to their blocks, get a little pancake from Thomas, the right tackle, and then you got your receiver outside, number 92, Kobe Smith, holding up on the cornerback as well. That's just great blocking. Fancier wanted a holding call, but that's just, to me, the tackle kept his feet going, got the pancake. Another touchdown on the board for this offense.
Kick is good, 24-7 now.
Bells and bells and more bells right now for the San Diego State. 7 more points on the board.
Hell's bells on Halloween. Since 2013, only 3 teams have won the Mountain West Championship. Boise State 3 times, including last season. Fresno State, the Bulldogs last did it in 2018, and the Aztecs have done it twice. And it just feels like in this season, now remember, in this season in the Mountain West, in this shortened season, there are no divisions. It's the top 2 teams, winning percentage, and then there are some tiebreakers after that to figure out who will be in that championship game. If you're the Aztecs, certainly you'd love to be in there, and you'd also love to stay away from the cold weather if you could. But Boise State and San Diego State right now, at least, after a week and a half, so to speak, seem to be 2 of the very best teams in this conference. Boise State was down early but came back and beat Air Force decisively.
Without their starting quarterback.
That's right.
Let's forget that Bachmeier was out in that ball game. The Bells. We knew this running back core was talented, but it's been the two Bells, Chance and Greg, really dominating. Chance there, great touchdown that last drive, and then Greg, I mean, this kid is darn special. The transfer from Nebraska had 111 yards last week, over 100 yards in this ball game as we're midway through the third quarter right now. Both these guys are just so darn good, and let's not forget Kagan Williams, Jordan Bird, Chase Jasmine. I mean, they got three more dudes that can go out there and do the same thing, and right now it's just the Bells brothers' night here against this Utah State defense.
Shotgun and a handoff, and it's Devontae Henry Cole. That at the 25-yard line. So it's been Jason Shelley throughout the night. We were told that Andrew Peasley was going to get a series or two, but we haven't seen Peasley yet. Shelley, of course, had a better half than his numbers indicated and had that spectacular throw at the end of the half for the only touchdown of the night for Utah State. And I think they really missed Jalen Warren, their starting running back.
Obviously, you know, it always frustrates me, and maybe I defend quarterbacks because I am a former quarterback, but you know, everyone always wants to put the blame on the quarterback. Like, oh, we're not moving the ball, it's the quarterback's fault. It's the you know, they're not running the ball. You know, that's an issue. Most of the time here in these third down situations, you're not seeing separation from these receivers. That's the big thing we were worried about. Do they have guys that can win one-on-one? You know, but the focus is always on the quarterback, and you know, I don't think he's had a bad game. Even the interception was a blown protection.
Blitz comes, fires it early, and it's incomplete. It was over the head of his intended receiver, Derek Wright.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do. You know, obviously, Peasley is more of the passer, pure passer, guy that can sit in there, and you know, he's not going to give you the mobility that Shelley has, but can throw the ball vertically down the field, and he has been getting reps with the one. So, you know, at some point, you think you may give him a chance.
If they can't protect if they can't protect Shelley, who's a mobile quarterback, can they protect Peasley, who's maybe more of a pocket passer? That's a big question to be answered.
I don't think the protection's been terrible tonight. I think it's more just I haven't seen a lot of receivers get open on a consistent basis.
Well, San Diego State in control right now, 24-7. Headlines in college football. Even without Trevor Lawrence, 18-point comeback for the #1 team in the country, and Lawrence will miss next week as well. Sparty in the big house, upset. And Texas.
I don't know how you can put the Big 12 in the playoffs this year. Just not a lot of gray. Then Ohio State able to hang on there versus Penn State. Great win, and that team with Justin Fields is pretty darn special, man.
How about Ohio State and Cincinnati?
I would love Cincinnati in the playoffs.
In a semifinal.
Love. You and I have had a chance to cover Cincinnati a lot these past couple of years. Luke Fickell has himself a great football team with Desmond Ridder as the quarterback.
You know, and at first glance, if you're a Mountain West fan, you might say, hey, no way, Cincinnati. We want a group of 5. We should, if you stop and think about it, if Cincinnati stays unbeaten and sneaks into the playoff, then that opens the door for a group of 5 team other than Cincinnati to go to a New Year's 6.
Exactly.
That's a lot of things to talk. I mean, that's a lot of moving parts there, right? Group of 5, New Year's 6, college football playoff. Terrific play there by Bond, Shaq Bond, coming up hard. And that's a tip of the cap to the late Sean Connery.
7 yards to go.
Yeah, Bond's played well on the backside. He has a kind of a nose for when they're going to roll out and coming down hard. He's a downhill safety and been making some big plays. And you know, we'll see if they can get off the field right now and give their offense at least some decent field position, hopefully.
3rd down 6. On the ground, he's loose again. Greg Bell cuts back midfield. Boy, I mean, he's ripping off 20, 25 yards a carry right now.
Once again, the right side of the offensive line behind Dunkel. You know, the right guard is just dominating the front of Utah State, and we were hoping Utah State, those guys, I mean, I was impressed by them last week and thought they can match up a little bit better against the San Diego State team, and I think a little bit fatigue as well. You know, this San Diego State's been able to run the ball, stay on the field, and I think it's just wearing down on them.
It was a 28-yard carry out to midfield. Baker to the near sideline, taken out of bounds. So let's go back to the group of 5. I know that, look, for the Mountain West, this is only week 2. Yep. Cincinnati's sitting at 5-0 and number 7 in the country.
And obviously Boise State looks pretty darn good. Big win today with even out their quarterback Marshall. I'm a huge fan of Marshall. We've had them a couple times this year. SMU even with the loss, and then Coastal Carolina, man, just continues to dominate. They beat Georgia State up pretty good in today's ball game.
And those of you in San Diego, the show, one of the great fan and rooting sections in all of college basketball and college football. Don't worry, because we've got San Diego State right on the outside, and a win. I mean, if they're
just early in the season. I mean, it's hard to judge after one game when you have these other teams who've played 5 or 6 games already. I mean, that's the issue when this is why it's going to make it so difficult this year for the playoffs, because you're going to have teams and conferences that play 7 games, that play 8 games, that play 10, 11. So it's a lot of it's just going to be eyeball test.
The good news for both San Diego State and Boise State is they've got a resume builder on their schedule near the end, and that's BYU, who has been in the top 25 and is unbeaten. They both play BYU, does Boise State and San Diego State. So that's a resume builder and a measuring stick for the 2 teams that were picked to win their divisions. Now, there are no divisions in this 8-game season, this little 8-game sprint here. The top 2 teams will play in the Mountain West Championship game. First and 10, 40-yard line, Utah State. Chance Bell, who had 40 yards against UNLV. Speaking of that, Nevada is on top in the battle for the Fremont Cannon, which is always a nasty, spite-filled rivalry in the Mountain West. Nevada and UNLV tonight in Las Vegas, and Nevada has a 17-6 lead in the second quarter. And a player down, Ritisoni Fata, the defensive lineman who's so good.
Yeah, he really jumped off the scene to me last week versus Boise. Loved his get off. He's a guy that we highlighted before the game in our open about, hey, he has to dominate. He's the nose tackle, and if you're able to disrupt an offense that wants to run the football, if you can get after the center, that's a great way to get going. And I still like him a lot. Hasn't had his best night tonight, but he's someone to keep your eye on the rest of this season.
Third quarter melting away. Remember, Utah State on the last play of the first half on a spectacular scramble and throw by Jason Shelley, and an even more impressive catch by Devin Tompkins, scored, felt like they had momentum, and on the first drive of the second half, they even sacked Carson Baker back inside the 5-yard line, and there was like second down at 26, and you thought, wow, Utah State's back in this. But the Aztecs and Greg Bell busted out of that trap and have a 24-7 lead headed to the fourth quarter. Aztecs on top. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky.